Welcome to week 5 of the NFL. What can I say about week 4? It was like the nightmare on Elm Street. I went 1-5. Nothing went right. At least the Vikings bailed me out from a shutout. So my overall record is now 9-14-1. And my upset specials are 2-2-1 on the year. So let's get right to it with this 6-pack of games this weekend. For my first pick, I like the Ravens minus 3.5 over the Skins. I look for John Harbaugh to keep it on the ground once again this week. They got away from it against the Raiders. I don't know why it was working, but I look for him to stick to it this week against the Skins' poor run defense. So look for plenty of West and rookie back Dixon to bust through the laneways to take it to the house. And this will open things up in the play action game for Flacco down the field and take pressure off him. And on the other side of the ball, I look for the Ravens D-line to give Cousins a bad case of happy feet and sail lots of his passes high and wide, which are right for the picking for the Ravens secondary. Yes, the Ravens bounced back this week. For my next pick, I like the Bengals, a pick'em against the Cowboys. This week, rookies Prescott and Elliott are up for quite the challenge against a strong Bengals D. Rookie Elliott will find it tough sledding against a strong linebacking core of the Bengals, who are getting perfect for the second straight week, and his friends. With no running room, that means Atkins and Dunlap will be able to tee off against Prescott and knock him off his saddle for a few sacks. And on the other side of the ball, I expect Hill and Bernard to break out with a good running game against a Cowboys run D who have shown some leaks the last couple weeks. And this will feed into Dalton's play action passes down the field in the second half as they rope up some big plays with LaFell and Green against the Cowboys secondary. For my next pick, I like the Bears plus 5.5 over the Colts. Behind the QB play of Hoyer, I expect him to have a good game against a Colts secondary that he knows quite well from his days playing in the AFC South with the Texans. I look for him to take advantage of it, and slot receiver Royal and his rookie back Howard should have a good game against a weak front seven of the Colts. And I look for the D-line of the Bears to make it hard on Luck. And ex-Colt linebacker Freeman had this date circled on his calendar as the Colts let him go in free agency and would would like nothing less than stick it to his old mates. And what you might not know, this is the first time in NFL history where a team playing in London doesn't have a bye this week. So I expect the Colts to suffer from a London hangover. Take the Bears, and their fans will make the short trip to Indy. So it'll be like a home, even though they're on the road. For my next pick, I like the Broncos minus 5.5 over the Falcons. I know what you're thinking. The Falcons have been flying high all year, but what you might not know, they've done it against some cream puff secondaries up to this point of the year. In the Bucks, Saints, Falcons, and Raiders of when they played them, all bottom 10 teams defensively. So I expect the physical secondary of the Broncos to jam Jones and Sanu at the line of scrimmage and throw off the timing of their routes with QB Ryan. And I don't expect Matty Ice to have the time to sit back there with the horses up front for the Broncos. And on offense, I look for either Simeon or Lynch to use a lot of bubble screens and slant passes with Sanders and Anderson to attack the weak linebacking core of the Falcons. Yes, the defense of the Broncos get the better of the Falcons' offense on this day as the Falcons lay an egg in the Mile High City. For my next pick, I like the Raiders minus 3.5 over the Chargers. Another week and another visit from the old injury bug for this Chargers team. This week, their top corner in Verrett is out for the year, adding to the injury list. That being said, the Chargers will be throwing out their third and fourth best cornerbacks against Crabtree and Cooper. Yes, their eyes just lit up like the lights on the Golden Gate Bridge. So I look for them to use their speed and attack this weak secondary of the Chargers. And Carr will have time to drive his team down the field with his assistants and rookie tailbacks. And he'll have time as they're getting their O-line healthy. And on the other side of the ball, I look for edge rushers Irvin and the Mac attack to be in the Chargers backfield and make life miserable for Rivers. Now, what you've all been waiting for. Yes, the upset special of the week. I like the Bills +3 over the Rams. I look for the Bills to win both lines of scrimmage in this one, as the Rams have had a hard time pass and run blocking, and the Bills are getting their space eater Darius back in the middle of their D line, which should help. And their physical secondary should give problems to a Rams receiving core who don't have the smoothest hands. And Rex Ryan knows the strength and weaknesses of Keenum as he had coached against them twice while Keenum was with Houston and Rex was with coaching the Jets. And on offense, I look for the Bills to have a steady diet of McCoy and Taylor for QB draws, which should pay off in the second half for some play action passes with their speedy receivers. And the Rams haven't faced a mobile quarterback all year as they faced Palmer, Winston, and a banged up Wilson. Well, that's about to change this week. So with his moving in the pocket, I think he'll wear out the Rams D line. So for a quick review of my picks, here are my week 5 selections.